Hello students, welcome to Safal. So in today's session we are going to discuss part 2 of 4 real numbers, in which we are going to discuss first theorem of arithmetic and how to utilize this theorem in finding HCF and LCM. So those students who have not seen part 1, please do see part 1. The link is provided in the description. Once you see part 1, it will be easy for you to understand part 2 better. So let's start with part 2, that's fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So in part 1, I have told you about prime numbers, composite numbers, and also I have told you the number 1 is neither prime nor composite. Now fundamental theorem of arithmetic talks about representing composite number in terms of what? Prime numbers. So let's see the statement for that. Every composite number can be expressed as a product of primes, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which prime factors occurs. ये कहना ये चाहते हैं कि हर एक कंपोजिट नंबर को आप प्रोडक्ट ऑफ प्राइम्स के रूप में लिख सकते हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर मैं कंपोजिट नंबर 10 लेता हूँ, सो 10 को आप क्या लिख सकते हो? 2 into 5. Someone can write 5 into 2. So maybe the order can change, but the combination of primes will be what? Unique. To take one more example, for example, if I am taking the number 12, so I can write it as 2 square into 3. Someone can write 3 into 2 square, but still the combination remains same. Maybe the order is differing. First I am writing 2 square and then 3. Here I am writing first 3 and then 2 square. But the combination remains what? Same. So that's what fundamental theorem of arithmetic is. So let's take a big number. Now I have taken 126. So that is 2 into 3 square into 7. Someone can write 2 into 7 into 3 square. Okay. But still you can see the combination of prime factors are what? Unique. We have 2, 7 and 3. Here also we have 2, 7 and 3, where power of 3 is what? 2. So let's take up one more example. 210. So 2 into 3 into 7 into 5. Someone can write 5 into 3 into 7 into 2. So it's pretty simple. किसी भी कंपोजिट नंबर को आप प्रोडक्ट ऑफ प्राइम्स में लिख सकते हो, और वो प्राइम नंबर्स के जो कॉम्बिनेशन होंगे वो यूनिक होंगे, ओनली ऑर्डर डिफर कर सकता है. ठीक है. सो दैट इज फंडामेंटल थ्योरम ऑफ अरिथमेटिक. So let's take up a question based on this. Now the question says, explain why 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 and 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5 are composite numbers. So if these two numbers are composite, we should able to express them as what? Product of primes. That's what we studied just now. So let's write the solution for this. So this number I am calling it as n1 and this I am calling it as n2. So let's check first for n1. Now n1 is what? 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13. Now there is no need to multiply these three numbers. If you multiply, it will become a bigger number. So better you take 13 common. So 7 into 11 plus 1. So we'll get 13. 11 into 7 is 77 plus 1. So 13 into 78. And 78 can be written as 13 into 6. And 6 is basically 2 into 3. So you can see that 2 into 3 into 13 square. Now I can see that the number n1 I have represented as what? Product of primes. So hence I can say n1 is composite. So n1 is what? Composite, because it is expressed as what? Product of prime. n1 is composite by fundamental theorem of what? Arithmetic. By fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So what you have to do is, just you have to express the number as product of primes whenever you want to prove it as what? Composite number. Similarly, we can take up the second number. So n2 equals 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5. So here also it's better to take 5 common. So after taking 5 common, I'll get 7 into 6 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 1. This if you multiply, you'll get it as 1008 plus 1. So I'm getting it as 5 into 1009. Now this both the numbers are prime numbers. So again I can see n2 I am able to express as what? Product of primes. So I can say that n2 is what? Composite. n2 is composite. So whenever you need to prove two numbers as composite, try to find the prime factors. If you are able to express it as a product of primes, then you can say the number is what? Composite. So both the numbers n1 and n2 in this case are what? Composite numbers. Let's take up one more question. Complete the factor tree and find the value of x, y and z. Now this what you can see, we call it as factor tree. Now what happens is, wherever branches are there, the product of these two should be what? The upper number. For example, here 7z should be equals to what? 371. So z should be equals to 371 by what? 7. So I'll get it as 7 5s are 35 and then 21. So 7 3s are 21. So the number z is going to be what? 53. Similarly, if you see y here, so the product of these two numbers should be what? Y. So I'll get it as y equals 3 into 18, 55. So 3 into 18, 55. That's going to be 5565. So that means the value of y is going to be what? 5565. Again, x is nothing but 2 into y. So directly I can write 2 into 5565. So that's going to be 11,130. So the value of x is 11,130, y is 5,565 and z is 53. So whenever you get a factor tree, so the product of the branches, whatever is originating from a number, should be equal to that number. So this is the concept you need to keep in mind. So now we are looking at how we can make use of fundamental theorem of arithmetic to find HCF and LCM. So let's recall for a minute what do we mean by HCF and what do we mean by LCM, and then we'll see that. So HCF stands for highest common factor, and it is the largest number which divides a given set of numbers. So this already I have told. So highest common factor is a number which is largest and it divides a given set of numbers. For example, HCF of 18 and 45 is what? 9. Why? Because 9 is the largest number which divides 18 and 45 exactly. Similarly, we have LCM, that stands for least common multiple, and it is the smallest number which is divisible by, very important, a given set of numbers. So LCM is the smallest number which is divisible by a given set of numbers. For example, LCM of 12 and 15 is what? 60. That means 60 is the smallest number which goes by 12 and 15 both. You won't have a number less than 60 and which goes by 12 and 15. So least common multiple is the smallest number which is divisible by a given set of numbers. So after understanding HCF and LCM, now we'll see how to find HCF and LCM using fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So let's understand this with the help of an example. Find the LCM and HCF of 6 and 20. So this you have done already in your earlier classes. So 6 you used to factorize as 2 into 3. Similarly 20, so 2 into 10, again 2 into 5. So the prime factors of 6 and 2 you can write. So that's what is written, and this you know already. Now Also from your earlier knowledge, so HCF is going to be 2 and LCM is going to be what? 60, as you have studied in previous classes. Now what you need to note here is, if you are looking at HCF, so it is the product of the smallest power of each common prime. Very important. When we are writing common prime, when we are writing HCF, we are taking each common prime with smallest power. For example, in both the numbers, the common prime is what? 2, and the smallest power of 2 is what? 1. So that's why HCF is 2 power 1, that's 2. When we are looking at LCM, that time we are taking product of greatest power of each prime factor. Very important. So that means whenever we are looking at LCM, we are taking each prime factors involved and we are writing the maximum power for that. So the prime factors involved here are 2, 3 and 5. Now maximum power of 2 is 2, that's why 2 is square. Maximum power of 3 is 1 and maximum power of 5 is 1. So that's why 2 is square into 3 power 1 into 5 power 1. So this 2 concept you can keep in mind. So let's take up a. Now one more thing here, you can notice that if you multiply 6 into 20, it's going to be 120. And if you multiply HCF of 620 and LCM of 6 and 20, so you are going to get it as what? 2 into 60, that's 120 itself. That means the product of two positive integer is same as product of their HCF and LCM. So that's what the result is, you can keep in mind. So let's take up a problem based on this. LCM of two number is 216 and HCF is 36. If the first number is 72, what is the other number? So let's A as what? 72. B we don't know. B is question mark. Now we know that A into B is same as what? LCM of AB into HCF of AB as per above note. So what I'll get is 72 into B equals 216 into 36. So B value I'll get it as 216 into 36 by 72. So again 36 into 2 is what? 72. So 216 by 2, that's basically 108. So this result you can keep in mind, that product of two positive integers A and B is same as product of their HCF into product of their LCM. Okay, so let's take up one more question. Find the LCM and HCF of 12, 15 and 21 by prime factorization method. So here we have three numbers. Let's call the number as what? A, B and C. So prime factorization of A, that's 12. So I can write 2 square into what? 3. Prime factorization of 15, that's basically 3 into 5, and 21 is basically 3 into 7. So these are the prime factors. Now to write the HCF, we know that we have to write the common prime. So the common prime at all the three places is 3. So and the least power of that is 1. So HCF is going to be what? 3. Now when we are looking at LCM of three numbers, so we are supposed to write all the prime factors and then we need to write their highest power. So 2 we have, 3 we have, 5 we have and 7 we have. Now highest power of 2 is what? 2. Highest power of 3 is 1. 5 is also 1 and 7 is also 1. So this if you multiply, you will get it as 2 square is 4, 4 3 is 12, 12 5 is 60, 60 into 7 is 420. So that means LCM is going to be what? 420. Now one thing you can note here, if I look at HCF of 12, 15 and 21 into LCM of 12, 15 and 21, so what you will get? 3 into 420, so 0, 6 and 12. So product of HCF and LCM is what? 1260. Now let's check A into B into what? C. So 12 into 15 into 21. So 12 into 15 is 180. So 180 into 21. So 0. 21 into 8, 168. So 8. 16 is carry. 21 into 1 is 21. Plus 16 is 37. Now here you can note that the product of three numbers is not same as product of their HCF and LCM. So this important note you can keep in mind. This result is valid only for what? Two numbers. Product of two numbers is product of their HCF and LCM, but product of three numbers is not product of their HCF and LCM. Okay, so please keep a note of that. So moving ahead, the next question we have is check whether 6 power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. So to write the solution for this, now we know that to get 0 in any number, we should have prime factors as what? 2 and 5. So let's check in 6 power n what all prime factors we have. So 6 I can write it as 2 into 3 raised to the power n. So this is basically 2 power n into 3 power n. So the prime factor 2 is to there, but 5 is what? Missing. So I'll write since prime factorization of six power n does not contain both, does not, just one second, so does not contain both 2 and 5, it can never end with 0. It can never end with 0. So this concept you can keep in mind whenever a natural number raised to power some natural number, if they are asking whether it will end with 0 or not, so what you need to check is whether the prime factorization of base, that is 6 here, it contains 2 and 5 or not. If it contains both 2 and 5, then and only it will end with what? 0, otherwise it won't. So moving ahead, two cans contain 56 liter and 77 liter of milk respectively. Find the maximum capacity of measuring vessel which can measure milk in both the cans exact number of times. Now let's say this is can 1, capacity how much? 56 liter, and the next can is capacity 77 liter. So now they are asking the capacity of a measuring vessel, let's call it as X, which can empty milk from both these cans exact number of times. So that means the maximum number or the greatest number which divides what? Both 56 and 77. So that means we are supposed to find what? HCF. So 56 I can write it as 2 cube into 7, 8 7s are 56, and 77 I can write it as 7 into 11. So I can see that HCF of 56 and 77, so the common prime we have is 7 and the least power of that is 1, so it is 7. So that means the maximum capacity of measuring vessel which can measure the milk both the cans exact number of times is 7 liter. So capacity of measuring vessel, capacity of measuring vessel is how much? 7 liters. Okay, so the maximum capacity of measuring vessel is going to be how much? 7 liter. So this kind of question you need to find HCF. Let's take up one more question. An army contingent of 616 members is to march behind an army band of 32 members. The two groups are to march in same number of columns. What is the maximum number of columns in which they can march? Now here also two numbers we have, 616 and 32. So now this 61 people I want to put in columns along with this 32 members. So I am interested in HCF of actually these two numbers. So I can find the HCF using Euclid division algorithm or by prime factorization. So maybe here I can make use of Euclid division algorithm. So 616 I can write it as 32 into 19 plus 8. 32 into 19 is 608. 608 plus 8 is what? 616. So now again I can see remainder is not 0. So 32 and 8 I need to club. So 32 equals 8 into 4 plus what? 0. So I can see now remainder is what? 0. So whatever divisor we have, that's going to be HCF. So HCF of 616 and 32 is 8. So that means the maximum number of columns in which they can march is what? 8. So maximum number of columns is going to be what? 8. So whenever question of this kind is coming where we need to find maximum number of things, so generally HCF calculation is involved. Let's take up one more problem. Find the HCF of 65 and 117 and find a pair of integers value of m and n such that HCF should be 65m plus 117n. It's a very good question. Please see how we are solving. So first we can find HCF, right? So 65 I can write it as 5 into 13 and 117 I can write it as 3 square into 30. 13 into 9 is 117. So that means HCF of 65 and 117 is going to be 13. Now what relation they have given is HCF equals 65m plus 117m. तो HCF की वैल्यू यहाँ पे रिप्लेस कर देते हैं. So 13 equals 65m plus 117n. So I can see that this coefficients and the constant term in the left hand side, they goes by 13. So let's divide the equation by 13. So 1 equals 5m plus 9n. So now we have a simplest equation with was 1 equals 5m plus 9n. We need to think of integers values of m and n such that this relationship is satisfied. So this you have to try by heat and trial method. So simply you check. So you will find that m equals 2 and n equals minus 1. You can check also. 1 equals 5 into m value, that's 2, plus 9 into n value, that's minus 1. So you can see that 10 minus 9, that's what? 1. So that means the integer value of m is 2 and n is what? Minus 1. So it was a good question. So whenever they are expressing HCF as linear expression, they can ask you to find integer value of the variable in the linear expression. Like here we have linear expression in two variables, 65m plus 117n, and they are asking integer value for m and n. Taking up the next question. An electronic device makes a beep after every 60 seconds. Another device makes a beep after every 62 seconds. They beep together at 10 am. At what time will they beep together at the earliest? Now device 1 and device 2 is there. So both devices, they are blinking at what? They are making beep sound first time at 10 am. So this is first time and first time. Now device 1, again it will make beep sound after 60 seconds. This will make what? After 62 seconds. Again 120 second, 124, again 160, and again 62 if you add, So 186. So you can see that, just a second, here it will be 120 plus 60, that's 180. A small mistake is there. So 120 plus 60 is going to be what? 180. So here you will have 180. So what is happening is, you can see that they are continuously beeping. So a time will come when both these places, the number of seconds will be what? Same. And that time they will beep again what? Together. Okay. So that means we are supposed to find a number which is a multiple of 60 and 62, and that number is least also. That means we are supposed to find LCM of 60 and 62. So let's write the solution. So 60, if I'll factorize, I'll get it as 60 is 2 square into 3 into 5. 2 to the 4, 3 is a 12, 5 is 60. 62 if we'll see, so it is 2 into 31. Now LCM of 60 and 62. So all the primes we need to write, that means 2, 3, 5 and 31. Now highest power, so 2 is having highest power 2, rest all have 1. So this on multiplication you will get it as 1860. So that means 1860 seconds later they will beep together. Now 1860 second in minutes, 1860 seconds in minutes we need to find. So it will be how much? 1860 by what? 60. So it's 0 and 0 will go. So 31. So that means after 31 minutes, both the electronic devices are going to beep together. So 31 minutes later from 10 AM is going to be 10:31 AM. So that means they will beep together again at what? 10:31 AM. So here LCM was required. So let's take up last question of this session. There is a circular path around a sports field. Sonia takes 18 minutes to drive one round of the field, while Ravi takes 12 minutes to drive one round. Suppose they both start at the same point and at the same time and go in the same direction. After how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? It's a nice question from NCERT. Let's see how to work it out. Now I have taken a circular track. Now let's say this is the starting point. So we have Ravi and Sonia. So let's say Ravi and Sonia I am denoting by what? R and S. Now Sonia takes 18 minutes. So after 18 minutes she will complete the first round, and Ravi takes 12 minutes. So Ravi will complete one round in 12 minutes. So what will happen is, they are asking under what situation they will meet again at the starting point. So I can see that Sonia will complete the first round after 18 minutes. Sonia will complete the second round after 36 minutes. Correct? Now if I look for Ravi, so first round he will complete in what? 12 minutes. Second round he will complete in 24 minutes, because for each round he is taking 12 minutes. And third round he will complete in what? 36 minutes. So that means after 36 minutes Ravi will be at the starting point and Sonia will also be at what? Starting point. So actually again we are looking at a number or a time which is a multiple of 18 and 12, and it is least also. So 18 we can write it as 2 into 3 square. 12 we can write it as 2 square into 3. Now LCM of 12 and 18 we are looking at. So both the primes we need to write. So 2 into 3, and highest power, that's 2 square and 3 square. So 4 into 9. So from here also you can see that we are getting what? 36 minutes. That means after 36 minutes they will meet again at the starting point. So that's all about fundamental theorem of arithmetic, and finding HCF and LCM by prime factorization method. Also we did some application based problem. So you can keep the concept in mind, and based on this you can attempt exercise 1.2. So I'll stop it here. Thanks for attending the session.